Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So yeah, a new series in which I'm going to be reacting to said series. And yes, this one has been praised like no other. It's considered one of the best animes in the history of anime. So yes, the story is great, the characters are awesome, and everything surrounded this anime is, well, amazing to say the least. And yes, I have seen the first one. I have seen Full Metal Alchemist. I am still not sure how much difference is between, of course, the first one and this one, Brotherhood. But yes, I think there are enough difference for me to be seeing this as a new reaction, as a blind reaction. Perhaps I knew some stuff, but I think some plots or plot twists are new in this series. And of course, I have really seen Full Metal Alchemist, but like, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. I still don't remember how long it has been since I watched an episode of said series. So yeah, I have forgotten a lot of stuff that happens in that anime. So yeah, I'm really eager to see this one because yes, this has been well, praised a lot. And yes, I wasn't willing to watch any new anime. Really, I was just in a period in which this came out, in a period in which I really wasn't in the mood to watch anything new of anime. So yes, it was a very weird moment in my life. But yeah, I think it's a good thing because now I can really react to this blindly. Let's say, even if these share some similarities with the preview series. But anyway, I think I have spoken enough about these previews, so just let's cut all of these and watch the anime, shall we? Oh yes, holy! Oh, he's frozen. Oh, he's very powerful. Yeah. Oh. Yes, the Kevlar exchange. Oh. Yeah, this guy is incredibly okay. Oh, he's skillful. Oh. Yes. Oh yes, the arm. Oh, I miss this. Yes. Yes, Edward Elric. Oh, I mean. Yeah, always that. Oh. Yeah, he's very angry. Oh. He was. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. I love how they always confuse Alphonse with Elric. Yes. Oh, I know what is that. Yes, I knew it. Yeah. Oh, she's adorable. Ah, the little kid is adorable. Oh, this guy is dangerous, very dangerous. But I think it really finished his job. Oh! Wait, is that who I think it is? Yes! Oh, yes! One of my favorite characters. Yes! Oh! He's just skillful. Yes! Holy! Yes, the freaking faces, I love it. Oh! Oh, crap! What is he going to do? Don't tell me. Huge. Yes, exactly. Yes, they are obsessed with the friggin' philosophical zone. But he has water at his disposal. Artistic alchemy. Oh, yes! Holy! He's trying to destroy everything, and the freaking alchemy circles are helping him to do that, yes! Yes, that is exactly what he's trying. But he can manipulate everything! Oh, of course! Oh yes, they're going to discover that! Yes! Yes! Exactly! Yes, they pretty much did. Yes, they pretty much did that. Oh, yeah, that's just painful. Oh, now he's furious. Oh, the music again. Oh, he's going to use his own water? Oh no, he's going to use... Oh. Yes, he's using his own blood. Oh. Yes. Yes, he's using his own blood. And he's going to get killed. Holy! Yeah, that's speed! Yes, that has to be a portion of the Philosopher's Stone. Oh yeah, the muscles of this guy. Oh yes, the circle has been destroyed, and now the chain reaction is not going to work. But who's that guy? What? Of course! Oh god, no! What? Of course, yes. Yeah, this guy says I remember. Oh, yes. Yes, I remember this, guys. Yeah, this. Yes, this I remember this. Are you serious? I watched the freaking previous without realizing? Okay, well, I kind of remember what happened in the beginning, so I think it's not that big of a deal. Okay, I just finished watching the first episode of Brotherhood, and yes, it starts a lot differently than Fullmetal Alchemist. This is something I didn't expect. It's a lot of action, and it's a great episode. But yeah, as always, I'm gonna watch this again, and well, see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I just watched the second time the first episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and it's really good. The action in this episode, the way they portray the new characters, let's say new characters, and the way they are presented, you understand them quite well, even if you have seen them or you haven't seen the previous Fullmetal Alchemist. So yeah, obviously there are going to be things in which I will know. There are things that won't come as a surprise for me because as I said several times before, I watched the last Fullmetal Alchemist. But it has changed enough for me to really be blind to most of the stuff. So yes, I do kind of remember. I really looked it up after watching the first episode of Fullmetal Alchemist. I looked it up at the first episode of Fullmetal Alchemist, the original one. And yes, it's very different because they start far away from Central, and now we are here in Central. So yeah, that is, from the beginning, it's a lot different. And I think it was a little lighter, the last Fullmetal, than this one. This is a lot darker from the beginning. But yeah, let's speak about it little by little and scene by scene. The first one is, of course, we saw a new role alchemist, in this case the ice alchemist, and he's not only making ice, but he also can make the water inside some other bodies to boil. So yeah, he has a control over water thanks to the circles he possesses in his, well, kind of an armor, and of course his hands later on we find out. But of course he was attacked by our protagonists, Edward and Alphonse Elric. And yes, they are still the great characters I remember. So far, I love this new Fullmetal Alchemist because it has certain familiarity, but still new stuff within it. And yes, the first scene is a great moment in which you can introduce to your main character how they behave, how they are. And yes, this series doesn't always take itself seriously, because again, in the first moment before the title card, we see a little, no, after the title card, we see a little bit of comedy, always confusing Alphonse as the Fullmetal Alchemist with Edward, because yes, Edward is a lot shorter than Alphonse, but thanks because Alphonse is, well, in a suit of armor, or is literally a suit of armor. So yes, and they show the amazing power or the amazing intelligence, the genius that is Ed, because he can make alchemists without a circle. He just clap his hands, bam, touch a surface, and he can create a lot of stuff or transmute a lot of stuff. So yes, I love this action scene because it's a way of showing, of course, the automail, and the fact that he cannot burn him or evaporate water within him. It's also fascinating because now you are showing more characteristics of these new characters, let's say. Later on, of course, he was captured because yes, these two guys are incredibly strong, but unfortunately this new alchemist, the Ice Alchemist, Isaac if I'm not mistaken, escapes thanks to the freaking hidden circle. And of course, then we are introduced to Roy Mustang. And yes, I know the names. I do remember the names from the last iteration of this anime. And yes, it's just as cocky as always. He is, oh man, he's so great because he's kind of making fun of Edward, because yes, Edward hates when that happens, and you need to listen to your seniors and all that, yes. And then we are reintroduced to Hughes, Major Hughes if I'm not mistaken. He's a major in the military. And yes, I'm not gonna speak anything else about him. That he's introduced, and he's this kind of a lighthearted character, very funny, very loving of his family, his daughter and his wife. And yes, he's kind of protective with his juniors, well, the people who are very young. And yes, again, another moment of comedy because yes, Mustang is irritated by him, but Edward also is irritated by him because, well, he called him short. And yes, Edward hates to be called short. He's angry because he's, again, confusing the Fullmetal Alchemist with Alphonse. Alphonse is not the Fullmetal Alchemist. He's not as well prepared as Edward or as intelligent. I don't want to say intelligence, too gifted in alchemy as Edward, as far as I can remember. So yeah, they don't have a place to stay, so they stay with Hughes. And that is something I love, because we're having more screen time for this character. We meet the daughter now live, and the wife, and the way he behaves with the daughter, that's just so doting. He just loves, and you can see that from the moment he was received in his house, because he's holding the daughter, and the daughter is playing, and the daughter is happy, and the wife is there, and oh, it's just so adorable. And yes, the little kid, the little daughter is, oh, good lord, she's so cute. Even when she said, oh, you're so tall, and you're so short, and just, again, Edward is so pissed by that. But again, she's so cute. And this speech, he's my little brother. They said, my little brother. But why, if he's your little brother, why he's taller than you? And I love this little interaction they have of these characters. Because yeah, the daughter is just so happy, so bubbly. Yeah, even it's not a big threat. And yes, we discover, or not discover, we saw a scene in which we are kind of, for the newcomers, it's kind of obvious that something is wrong with Alphonse, because he's not eating at all, and the way they try to hide the fact that he is not eating is of course suspicious. The people who have seen the anime, the last Fullmetal Alchemist, know exactly why and the reason behind this. Of course, everything is suspicious, but they don't say anything, and the daughter is just so happy, and they go to sleep. Of course, before they went to sleep, we see, of course, the infiltration of a prison. He wants to recruit more people to his cause. Because yes, he's a full rebel against the Führer, against the King Bradley, if I remember the name correctly. So yes, he's trying to recruit more people, but of course, this new alchemist, the Chrisman Alchemist, which is a character I really don't know. I don't know anything about him. I don't remember him from the last iteration. My guess is we're going to be seeing him a lot more later on, and we will clarify something else, because yes, this is a character I truly don't know. And he's trying to convince him, but he's not. He's just a psychopath. He doesn't want, or he's not fighting for a high moral point, or for defeating this evil that he considered the military. And yeah, this is the difference between characters, because yes, he cannot infiltrate, which I don't know how the hell did he do that. But yes, we see different characters in this portion, and I love the way that he's so ruthless. Both are ruthless, both of these guys. Then of course we return to a scene in which against Hugh's house, and he is sleepless, and I think I understand the reason. Because perhaps he's suspicious that knows that something deeper happened to these two brothers, but he just said, oh yes, because they are so young and they are treating, well, everybody said that the alchemists are the dogs of military and all that. So yeah, the pressure, he's worried by the pressure that these two kids will have to support. Of course, and then we see the scene in which the brothers have a little bit of interaction. And yes, this is a tragic moment, because now we know that for certain, for the newcomers, that yes, Alphonse lose his body. Somehow, we are still not specifying why. But he's writing down, oh, I need to eat something later on, because when I recover my body. And yes, this is the main goal of these two brothers, that they want to recover their bodies as they were. And that is something deeper, something a lot deeper in this anime, because we're dealing with a lot of strong themes, or scars that go really deep. It's not a common premise that from the first moment a tragedy happens, and a tragedy the size of what. So far we're shown that one of them lose his entire body, and the other one lost a leg and an arm. So yeah, those are consequences, terrible consequences for children. Because yes, when they lost said things, these two guys were literally children. Perhaps, I don't remember correctly, were between 8 and 10 years old. So yeah, that speaks volumes, that how well this anime can handle its major plot, or the principal plot so far. Because yes, if it's like the last iteration, this is a major plot that they need to recover their bodies. So yes, and then we figured out that that Isaac infiltrates the prison, and now everything is in full motion, everything is in high alert. They are looking for him very actively, because now they really believe him to be a very dangerous criminal. And now even Mustang is going to start acting. And yes, this guy is I love this guy. I love the way he moves, the way he uses his alchemy. It's pretty neat. And yes, we figured out again that he is drawing circles, alchemy circles, to do something. So far we don't know what is that. And when he's finished, another favorite character of mine from the last Fullmetal Alchemist, Armstrong. Oh god, I was so happy when I saw him. Yes, because this guy is so great, so over the top and so muscular, and I love the presentation they gave him to this guy in this new Fullmetal in Brotherhood. This muscular guy and just heavy steps because the screen is moving, and yes, the way he just is not threatened by the water of this guy, even his attack and collide. And I really love this character, the way he behaves. But of course, the big explosion attracts the Fullmetal Alchemist, Edward and Alphonse, of course. They got separated because this guy is really clever. He's using the water around him, and even in the freaking canteen that he's using, throw it away and create this steam. And they are after him, and yes, they haven't captured, and we saw him at the top of a building, but Roy is there trying to capture him or perhaps even kill him in that moment. Unfortunately for him, he controls water. And yes, this goes really bad for Roy Mozart. He just gets humiliated because he's just soaked, and he ran away. Yes, I am still impressed by the power that Roy Mozart can control. He hasn't been showing off in this episode. But I'm really looking forward when this anime, really shows us what Roy Mustang is capable of doing. I don't know when that is going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. So yes, he looked for one of the circles, the alchemist circles, and his plan comes into fruition. And I finally figured it out, because he's attacked, he activates the freaking circle and he's attacked by both of the brothers. But this is nothing, his plan is already in motion, so he cannot be stopped until you destroy the freaking circles, all of them. And he starts to, get close to a huge amount of water, and this starts to freeze and create these kind of, they look like ships, to be honest, ice ships, and they start to go closer and closer to central headquarters. They cannot stop this guy or these freaking huge masses of ice that are getting closer to the central. But again, with the help of the Mayor Armstrong, oh man, how I love this guy. He stopped one of these huge hunks of ice, but this is not at all, because the ice is moving around the city. And they of course separate. You need to destroy the circles, the alchemy circles, and we will deal with this guy. And yes, we have an amazing battle on the top of one of these, let's call them icebergs. And we see the genius that he is, because he again doesn't use the circles of transmutation. Alphonse needs to use them, but Edward doesn't need to use them. So yeah, this battle, and that is when everybody realized, or at least this guy realized, that Alphonse is just a set of armor. The soul of Alphonse is linked to this set of armor. And that is when discovered that they try to do taboo. In case you haven't seen the animation, I'm not going to say what that taboo is. I already know what that taboo is. But I'm not going to say it in case you are watching this series alongside with me. Because yes, as I said a million times before, I have seen the last Fullmetal Alchemist. I already seen it, and I know some of the principal plot points. I also know that this animation changed some of that stuff, which I don't know. I really don't know what changes this anime does. But I don't think they're going to change the plots that I'm thinking. And yes, I know that perhaps that's going to be, I don't know, not a complete blind reaction, because I have information about this anime. But I still think, and from what I have seen in the first episode, it's different enough from the last Fullmetal that is still going to be a surprise when I watch them. So yeah, enough about that. Yes, we discover that they make something terrible, and he discovers that too. But of course, they notice something else. They notice that he has a philosopher's stone. This is an important thing, they really need to get that philosophical stone, or at least information about that philosophical stone. And they want to get information from him. He doesn't give any. And of course, we discover in the flashback when he discovered that they make taboo for the alchemist, how it was sealed, because yes, there is blood within the armor, and that small circle that we've seen is really the representation of the soul connected to the armor. Yes, they become angry against him and knock him out of the freaking ice platform, let's say. But this doesn't stop the freaking ice. He's really closing by to the freaking the headquarters, and that is a major problem because now he's going to fulfill his goal. He ran away because this no longer needs to be supervised. He just go and run away. He escapes by injuring Edward with his own blood, because yes, the blood, it contains water, and of course he can control said water. He's using his own blood as his last resource, his last weapon, and he ran away. He's still bleeding like crazy. They need to capture him and go after him. But unfortunately for Isaac, he was found out by Bradley, the Führer, the President Führer, it's been called like this. And yes, Bradley is very skillful and very fast. He tried again using his blood as a weapon, like kind of a sword, a very rudimentary sword. But of course, Bradley is way too fast. Way too fast, and he ended up killing Isaac in seconds. And that is fascinating about this guy, because he's mysterious and we know there is something dangerous about him from the few shots and the way he behaves. Yes, before this, of course, we see the military trying to destroy these huge hunks of ice. But again, the alchemists are the ones who are really doing the job, because now with a new globe he can create flames, and I mean Roy Mustang can create flames. And we see in the background, of course, his loyal assistant. She is a lot more than that, and is one of my favorite characters in the last Fullmetal Alchemist. And I know I'm saying this a lot, but really it's impossible not to bring it up. But yeah, I love these two characters because yeah, you can see that she respects him because, well, she is by his side, but she is not afraid of making jokes about him, because what she said, try to not be useful outside of rainy days. And yes, those little interactions show a lot of personality for both of these guys. And of course, again, Roy Mustang and Armstrong team up to destroy the circle, because first Roy destroyed the ice, and now Armstrong destroyed the freaking circles with his alchemy's ways. And then, before Isaac dies, we saw a small marble, and I assume that is part of a philosophical stone. I don't know if it's the real one or an imitation, but it's part of it. Yes, everybody is congratulated because now we know that he died, but of course Edward is congratulating, and even the president said, "Oh, I have something to brag about with my son because I help you." So yes, this is something really interesting. We see again a lot of character from the president, from Bradley. And he's very shifty because he's shifting from this very serious person to this kind of goofy grandpa that is protecting everybody and loves everybody. They are congratulated by him, and then we return to headquarters. And we see a little bit of comedy in that moment, because yes, he now received a taste of his own medicine, because you need to listen to the seniors, because yes, the president congratulates you because you're the fit or will take part of this. But he's not satisfied with such little that he believes he did, and I mean Roy Mustang in that moment. And then we saw another comedy bit in which, of course, Edward is in the hospital, and he receives a visit, of course, from Armstrong, and he's just as goofy as I remember, with the flowers, and yes, take comfort in this muscular body because he took away his freaking uniform and showing off the muscles and just take comfort from this. I love that guy because yes, he's obsessed with his body and his muscles. He's so great. And then again, we took another turn in a more serious scene. Everything is red, and we saw two other characters, which I'm not going to say who they are. Again, in case somebody else is watching this for the first time with me. So yeah, I'm not gonna say that these two characters are really important. We know one of them. We know Gluttony. So yes, these two are important, and yes, something else is telling me that these are the guys behind the Philosopher's Stone, or what we believe the little marble, the red marble, that I believe is the part of the Philosopher's Stone. They have to do something with these guys. And that is the end of the episode, because without realizing, I watched the preview of the next episode. And yes, this is a really important one. But I'm not going to speak about it because, again, I don't want to ruin the surprise for the people who are watching this for the first time. So yeah, I have a little bit, no complaints, I have something else I need to add. We see as for brief moments and in two occasions, we saw eyes, the eyes of a person, a very old person. And that is again a mystery for me because I exactly don't know who that guy is. It's not clear for me. He is important, and my bet is really important, but I don't know who that is. So yeah, again, a mystery within this this new series, because as I said before, I know some of the plots that this is going to take, but I don't know exactly what is going on. For starters, the first episode of this of Brotherhood is completely different from the first episode of Metal Alchemist. So yeah, I think there is going to be enough difference for me to react to it, because there are things that are going to surprise me. And yes, I love how they give a lot of, well, not a lot of screen time, but enough screen time to secondary characters for you to get invested in them. And yes, this so far seems like a great anime, even better than the last one. So yes, I'm really eager to see the next episode. I want to see what new things they are going to bring to this new anime, to this new, well, rethinking of the old one. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reaction, this last commentary. And yes, the only thing I have to say is thank you for your likes, for your views, for your comments, and for your subscriptions. If you want to be a subscriber, click on the button for subscriptions and on the bell so you can get notifications. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, click in the link in the description below. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this reaction, and I hope you accompany me in the new, well, in this new series I'm going to be reacting. So yeah, thank you so much for your attention, and well, see you in the next one. Bye.